Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to be constructing the first portion of roof for the LEGO Speed Champions mansion. So actually, before we work on the helicopter pad, I've got to modify this front wall here. Originally it had a layer of bricks underneath it. I'm going to switch that up so it's a layer of plate. That way I can get the height pretty much the same as the other walls in the garage. That's good. Now I'm going to be able to do the 2 windows tall rather than like something different than what we have going in the remainder of the garage. I also decided that I wanted to finish the garage door tracks. Now I have to order a bunch of pieces to finish this mock. So what I've decided to do is actually just substitute random colors and random pieces until I can finalize those orders. And then once those orders arrive, it's going to be easy enough for me to just go through and swap them all out. But I figured, why stall the build and wait months for these pieces? Well, maybe not months, but wait like a few weeks for these pieces when I can make this look pretty good. I'm too eager to like get this helicopter pad installed. And in order to install this helicopter pad, I need to get these walls constructed, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get it done. Next up, I just got to create the base for the helicopter pad using 16 by 16 plates, also some 4x plates, and those are all just reinforced in the bottom with 2x plate. Now I've decided to move construction over to my desk here just because running back and forth wasn't the best thing, and it's not very ergonomical over there compared to my nice comfy chair at my desk. So the helicopter pad is actually going to be 2 bricks up off the roof. I think that's going to give it a really nice look and sort of separate it from the roof. So it's 1 layer of brick and 1 layer of the 2x3 inverted slopes. And it's essentially like building a Mills plate now. It's 2 bricks tall, so I've got to stack 2 2x2 bricks on top of one another and put them in there as my Mills plate supports, doing a layer of gray because I don't need to waste all my gray plate in the interior, and then I can just use any color of plate in the inside to help conserve all my gray plates, so it really worked out. So now that the base for our helicopter pad is made, I'm going to start to tile it off. I want it to be a smooth finish. I want this thing to be super squeaky clean. Decided to go with a black border, a black H in the center, and then just fill in all the remaining space with light gray. You know, in the past I made some helicopter pads that had more color, but I think this is the best one that I ever created, just the simplistic look of it and the base colors. Now also, all the studs on the roof are going to get tiled off. So once again, I have all these white 2x2 tiles, and I was like, this is just perfect. It's going to make this roof look even cleaner. I also have to build a staircase so minifigures can actually access the helipad. So I just used some arches and some 1x6 black tiles. I tried to build like a handrail for it, but in the end, it just didn't look as good as having no handrail. So here we go, helicopter pad. This thing is super smooth, completely tiled off. It almost looks like it's floating because of those inverted arches. And also the staircase is pretty clean there. I love the white roof. It's a pretty basic build of 16 by 16 plates reinforced. Nice and strong though. It matches the vibe of this mansion and I really like it. So now it's time to attach this roof panel. I left some spots for some 1x2 plates and 1x3 plates. Gonna fill those in there. That's gonna be the studs that actually tack this helipad down. I like it when like roofs are really well tacked down. I don't want any gaps or anything like that. So I use a bunch of different tiles and plates to make that happen. Also, I decided to modify the wall on the left side here. It uses those 1x2 black profile bricks. I was doing different combinations. I was using 1x1s and 1x2s. I made it 4 studs wide and then 3 studs wide. I tried a few different variations, but actually I end up changing it again in the end. So it's different than what you see now. Just sort of trial and error. I really like these textured black bricks though. They look fantastic, and it's a nice accent color to use throughout this whole mansion. Luckily, once upon a time I found a bunch of those on the pad wall. That's why I have so many of them. Now that that wall is all fixed up, even though it's not in its final form, just gotta recap it using some 2x brick and some tile and some plates once again so we can tack down that roof. It's funny, you'll see me carrying around this tool once in a while. It's like that steel tool. It's actually a letter opener. It's really good for popping off tiles. It just gets under them and pops them right off, and it reaches places where brick separators can't reach, and it doesn't really damage the Lego because it's not really a sharp end. It's actually a pretty handy dandy tool. So just a bunch of tinkering here to get this helipad attached, making sure everything's tiled off and tacked down correctly. And once it's actually tacked down, I'm going to clean up the edge where you can see those open studs. Using some 1x brick in white, also some 1x plate in white. And after I get those 2 layers put on, it's actually the same height as the white tile. My plan is to have it go 1 tile higher than the white roof. So I actually finish it off with some black tile. And it just really completes the look and makes this thing look squeaky clean and just like nice and polished. I can't wait to continue building the roof. As mentioned, I changed this right here. So the final product is 3 studs of black and then 2 studs of white. Eventually that white pillar is going to be just like this here. I'm going to use headlight bricks and 1x2 tiles to make that nice texture. Also, you see this wall right here that's 3 studs? I'm going to convert that to the textured black bricks so it matches on either side. The garage is obviously open. That's because we still have to order the pieces to create the garage door. It's going to look just like that there, but go the full height. You can see the substituted arch right there. Like I said, I have been substituting parts. Specifically, I'm using 1x2 panels there because I'm out of 1x1 panels. Once we get the garage door installed and I figure out how I'm going to cap the roof here and what I'm going to do above this front window, I'm going to carry over this brick so it hides the helipad, and there'll be a beam that runs across because the garage door is only going to go to there. So I have to figure out how to clean up that gap. The white roof and then the black border, and once again that black border comes 1 tile higher than the roof. There's a closer look at the inverted arches that support the helipad. It's got the gray edge, the black border, and then the gray tiles. Right now I've got the Jurassic World helicopter parked on it, and eventually I want to customize a helicopter that's the same size as that for our mansion. That's actually an epic looking helicopter. I could use the same plans for that and just remove that Jurassic Park logo and the guns and create a luxury helicopter. Right now the stairs lead nowhere. They'll make more sense when I get some more roof panels complete. I hope to make them modular and about the same size as the helicopter pad. And remember, as discussed in other videos, I will be tidying up the beam so that it matches all the way across once we place those Bricklink orders. As I mentioned earlier, I've started substituting some parts in this mock here. And I think that's what I'm going to do moving forward, just because I'm really eager to get this thing constructed. My thought process is, why not just build it with parts that I have, even if it means I have to scavenge parts from other sections of the Lego city. For example, giant mills plates. If I take some parts from giant mills plates, that being more of those 16x16 plates, then I'll be able to construct the quote-unquote roof that is going to go over top of the garage here. Now, I'm calling it a roof for some reason, but it's actually going to be the second floor of the mansion. It's probably going to start right about here, maybe above that red Corvette, because maybe we want to have some sort of patio and command center out front of the helicopter pad. And then the mansion is going to stretch all the way along here toward the front entrance and over top of the pool. Now, pardon me, I forget who mentioned it, but there was a comment that suggested that I build some sort of atrium when you come in the front door. I thought that was really neat. What an atrium is, I had to look it up myself. It's essentially a balcony, a balcony, a balcony, and a balcony, and then you can look down into the grand front entrance of the mansion. I thought that was a really neat idea, and that could actually also connect to a balcony that goes over top of the patio, providing it a little bit of coverage. Now that's going to take up a very small section of the second floor, and then we have to work our way this way toward the helicopter pad. In order to start constructing that, I need 16x16 plates. And my eyes are really looking over here. I have these giant 48x48 mills plates, which are all constructed by 16x16 plates, and I could very easily just peel these out and use them as a temporary solution for the mansion. And then, of course, when my Lego order arrives that has more of these 16x16 plates, simply replace them in the amusement park. But if I take virtually all of those available over there in the amusement park, I'll be able to start constructing the second floor straight away. Is there going to be a third floor? I have no idea. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the really cool thing about the way that this is actually constructed is these floors right here don't have to have the exterior walls. We can build the exterior walls where this layer of white brick topped with the black tile is. And then I'm thinking each section will be about 4 of these plates We build the interior details, set it on there, and the exterior walls stay put. And the exterior walls will be built in sections as well, so they're very easy to remove. I always bounce ideas off people, and for the most part, I always get very constructive criticism that leads to fantastic ideas. Specifically, I was talking to Simon about the mansion last time he was here, and I told him I wanted to build a games room. That's going to have a bowling alley, some arcade games, a pool table, maybe air hockey, whatever else we can think of. And then he said we should leave a giant hole in the floor that looks down into the garage so you can see the cars from the balcony in the games room. I thought that idea was absolutely brilliant, and I'm absolutely fired up on this MOC. I know a lot of people are not fired up on this MOC, but I am, and I cannot wait to construct the remainder of this second floor. We're going to start right away because I am going to rob those 16 by 16 plates from the amusement park, so make sure you stay tuned for some more great stuff. Thank you so much for coming on by. Remember to like, subscribe, and farewell.